My name is Priyadarshi Meshpate from Standard 9. My topic is Dhamma initiation with 1 million people. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar realized that religion was essential for a successful life. A religion that embodied morality, freedom, equality, and fraternity, in which there was no inequality between human beings. He was already inclined towards Buddhism. In 1945, he attended a Buddhist conference. On June 20, 1946, he established a college on behalf of the People's Education Welfare, naming it Siddhartha College. In 1951, he participated in the first procession of modern Buddhists in Delhi. In 1954, he attended the Third World Buddhist Conference in Burma. There, he decided to embrace Buddhism. The most important thing was that Buddhism was Indian. It had all the virtues of human welfare. He himself wanted to serve humanity through Buddhism. Buddhism was the only way to end the casteism. On October 14, 1956, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar converted into Buddhism with 10 lakh untouchables at Nagpur under the guidance of Bhante Chandramani Mahathir. This place where Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar initiated Buddhism is now called as Diksha Bhumi. It has become a major pilgrimage for Buddhists and it is the world's largest one. He often used to say that he had immense faith in the statue of Lord Gautam Buddha. He said that when he lighted candles and incense in front of the statue of Lord Gautam Buddha, his physical pain goes away and when they recite the 3 refugees and 5 precepts. Thank you.
Good morning all of you. My name is Yashwant Kunde. Now I am going to tell you my topic is the greatest gift. I tell you about this. Lord Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar is widely considered great for several reasons, enabling ensuring reservation rights for the needs, enabling people to achieve high-ranking positions and wealth, drafting the Constitution of India and human rights. However, his great contribution is identified by Lord Buddha and his Dhamma. His good contribution is sparked by world's richest and most glorious Buddhist culture. His book, Lord Buddha and his Dhamma, is also highlighted as a greatest contribution. This ambition of Buddhism leads millions of people previously influenced in India to attain a status of excessive and spread of individual evolution that strengthened the nation. His 22 views within Buddhism also hold a special place.
Good afternoon everyone. My name is Aryan Anaswati from class 9. My topic is the greatest gift. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar gave generously to his country and society throughout his life. Many consider him great because he secured reservation rights for Dalits, untouchables and tribals. Many consider him great because he ensured respect and social rights for women in this country. Many consider him great because he drafted constitution to govern the India. But today, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's greatest contribution is remembrance of Lord Buddha, which overnight gave us world richest and most glorious Buddhist culture. His book Lord Buddha and his Dhamma, which he completed until his last breath, is his greatest contribution to the present world. This Dhamma had sparked an ideological revolution within them, which is contributing to the strengthening of the nation. It is because of Dr. Babasaheb's contribution that today's our people walk with head held high and feel proud. His 22 was included in Buddhism and also included hold special place. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. My name is Songal Suri and today I am going to tell you a short incident of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's life. Compassionate Ambedkar. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was a deeply egoistic who cares about everyone he knows. When he hears that his watchman Sudama was seriously, he immediately decided to visit. Even though the doctor wanted to such deeply. Sudama was deeply worried about who will take care of his wife after his death. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar encouraged him with his gentle words that he will be recovering in just few days. Sudama, he also studied medicine with him to help get better. But sadly, in just few days, Dr. Basa Ambedkar passed away, leaving the nation in mourning.
Good morning, all of you. My name is Rishabh Rashtrapal Grade. Today I am going to tell you the information about compassionate Ambedkar. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was a compassionate and caring leader who truly felt the suffering of others. When he heard that his watchman Sudama was seriously ill, he immediately decided to visit him, even though the winter morning was extremely cold. Sudama was deeply worried about who would take care of his wife if he died. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar comforted him with gentle and encouraging words and assured him that he would soon recover. He also sent medicine through his assistant, Nanak Chandrattu, to help Sudama better. And sadly, only after a few days, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar passed away, leaving the nation in mourning.
Good morning everyone. Myself, Gunjan Vijay Jaishree and I am from 9th standard. Today, I am going to tell you the last journey of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Birth is a matter of coincidence, but dying is an inevitable truth. Birth is a wonder, but dying is a natural process, not a surprising event. Everyone born in this world must die one day. The birth of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was a surprising event. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar fought for the rights of Dalits and women throughout his life. His life was torn apart by many hardships. In his hectic life, he never cared for food or rest. His mental strength increased, but physical strength diminished. He would suffer unbearable pain and strain in his lungs. It would suppress his desire and work for hours. Even when he had headaches, he was just remained busy in speeches and meetings. He exhausted himself in making the point. His mind yearned to achieve his goal, but his body yearned for rest. After so much of hard work, Dr. Babasaheb wrote the Constitution of India and later wrote Lord Buddha and his Dhamma. Having achieved his goal, Babasaheb rested forever on night between December 5th and 6th, 1956. He attained Nirvan at 26 Alipur Road, Delhi. His body was transported by plane from Delhi to Mumbai. His Nirvan became a unique event in the world. Approximately 1 million people were participated in his final procession. Never before in history had such a large crowd in the funeral of a person. On one side was a sea of water and on other side was a sea of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's quality. The Buddhist monk performed the last rites and his son Yashwantarao Ambedkar led the funeral of Park. The people wanted to see Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar at the last time. The situation of people was like Kantha Datuni Amsa Pura Lochna. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Amol Vadkar and my topic name is Holy Chaitya. Chaitya is the second memorable place of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. The heads of Indian Constitution, the key of figure that Buddhist in India. The pilgrimage shift, especially on December 6th, when millions of followers gathered to pay homage to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar in Czechoslovakia.
My name is Rohit Pakandekar and my topic name is Holy Chaitanya. So, a significant modern Buddhist pilgrimage site in Mumbai where Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's last rites were performed on December 7, 1956. This significant modern site, adorned with Buddhist architecture, was constructed after a long struggle for the land allotment. With its foundation stone laid on Buddha Purnima in 1957, millions of followers gather annually to pay respect to their liberator, demonstrating immense devotion at the spot where his mortal remains emerged with the element near the ocean. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Siddhi Mishra from 9th standard. Today I am going to tell you the three principles of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. rigid castes and discriminated against because of their birth. Life was extremely difficult for the Dalit community. In those dark times, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar had seen from their childhood the harsh reality of social injustice. He watched thousands of people suffer simply because the society refused to treat them as a human being. He was deeply troubled to see that, and he decided that he must change the future of his people. The entire problem of Dalit community, he formulated his three principles that would enable us to live with dignity and progress. His first, these three principles were be educated, be organized, and be agitated. His first principle is be educated because he believed that if the education is the most powerful weapon, and he also believed that only an educated person can effectively defend their rights and pave the way for their progress. Babasaheb observed that the Manuvadis had cleverly divided the people into hundreds of castes and thousands of subcastes. He was deeply troubled to see that even the caste that Brahmin had considered untouchable and inferior did not maintain the relationship with each other and discriminated against each other. After becoming educated, he formulated his second principle, that is, stay organized, because until these isolated castes unite, they will be not able to confront their enemy, and if the people come together, no one can defeat them easily. Because the strength lies in organization, and that is why it is said, unity is the power in Kali. Following this, he formulated his third principle, that is, struggle, means be agitated. Babasaheb inspired the people to stand on their own feet and move forward, rather than praying to the gods and waiting for the divine miracles. These three principles are the essence of the teaching of his three gurus, that is, Buddha, Kabir, and Jyotiba. Buddha spoke of Anjali Arthasarna. Kabir urged that Kar Bhaiya Bal Apni means to stand on their own feet. And the Jyotiba abandoning the pretense of godness, embarrassed the path to the struggle. These three principles are the sequential step towards the social change, because only an educated society can organize, and only an organized society can successfully educate. The social change is impossible until the Dalit community follows these three principles. The secret to the success of all indigenous people lies in these three principles of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Thanks.